What's up, you guys? This is Ross, and welcome back to Next Elevation. All right, I'm just gonna be real transparent with you guys right now and just tell you guys that I am extremely nervous. I've been contemplating on making this video up until now, still, but I know it's something that needs to be shared. So I'm going to share my story, my testimony, my journey. I want to go ahead and start with, God be with me. I want to start with my near-death experience. Let's start there. Just 1 second, guys. My near-death experience didn't take me, like I didn't die. Let's just say that. I want you guys to think, oh, well, she died. And, I want to elaborate on that. I want you guys to know that what I'm talking about is the car accident that I had recently. Most of you guys know about it. Most of you guys don't. Pretty much I had just dropped off my kids from school. I just dropped my kids off to school, dropped my kids off to school, and I was driving like normal. My light was green, and a car literally came full speed. So if I'm driving this way, there's a car coming this way and literally hit me. So she pretty much ran her red light full speed. I'm talking about full speed, as if she was on the freeway. That's how fast she was going. I got a glimpse, like a split second before I got hit. She was already she was in a position of the driver's door, right? So she was already I was already preparing for her to directly hit me, because of how fast she was going. I know that the momentum that she was going, in my mind, I'm like, I just have to prepare for this impact that could possibly kill me. Leading up to that, I had just got into an accident maybe a couple days before that. And in my car, and months before that, I got into an accident, and I had paid $1,300 just to get that car fixed, just to get into another accident maybe a weeks later. And I got into a car accident with that car, and I was talking to my brother, and he was like, you've been getting into a lot of car accidents lately. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, what it is. And he was like, well, sometimes maybe it's, God trying to tell you something, or trying to get you to, maybe need to reevaluate, things, maybe God is trying to tell you something. I was just like, or trying to teach me something or something like that. He was telling me, and I was like, and I took that as like, okay, let me reevaluate my life. Let me look at what's going on. But at that time, I was really in a better space than I've ever been in my life. I've been growing spiritually. I've been getting so many downloads from Spirit, from God. I really was spreading His word. Every download He gave me, I was up on here, Next Elevation, just literally just giving God whatever He's given me to give to you guys. And was really aware of my thoughts, really aware of how I treat people, really was trying to be a better version of myself. And I was like, well, no, that can't be it. So if that's not it, then it must means the enemy is really trying to. And I told him myself, say, well, it could also mean that the enemy is trying to, knock me out. Maybe there's a blessing coming, or something's coming, because there's no way I should be getting hit after hit after hit after hit. So during that time after I got hit, I'll insert a picture right here so you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. During that time, like I told you guys in the beginning, the car was already here on I was getting ready for impact right here, like literally my body. I was getting ready for impact. And the hit was powerful. That hit was hard. And it didn't, as you can tell in the pictures, it didn't even hit the door. It actually hit a little bit above the door and into the wheel. That made me kind of swerve over, and I was inches away from turning into the ditch. I started another picture for you guys, but that was, I didn't know then. I know now that was spirit protecting me. That was my guardian angel that was protecting me, because I was preparing to kind of like mentally in that split second, I was preparing to like be out. I was preparing to like not die, but I was preparing like, yeah, pretty much. So I got, I get, rushed to the hospital. And as I'm laying there in pain, so much pain in my back, I'm talking about excruciating pain in my back. The police officer gives me the police report with the other person's information. The car was never registered. She had no driver's license. She had nothing. She had nothing. And I looked at the date of her birthday, and it says September 26, 1986. September the 28th, 1986. And that was my exact birthday. And my birthday was literally 2 or 3 days later. Like, I got into an accident days before my birthday. And that accident, whoever that was in that vehicle was pretty much a nobody. Like, even the lawyers couldn't get in contact with that person afterwards. Like, that's how crazy it was. And her birthday was the exact day, year, month as mine. And I couldn't help but to know that was the enemy trying to literally take me out days before my birthday. That was bad. That was tough for me to take in, because when I was in the ambulance, all I kept asking God is like, why? Like, I'm literally doing everything that I could possibly do to become a better person and to really be more grounded within God and being very spiritual and just trying to be the best that I could possibly be for myself, and everything just keep hitting me. And I didn't even realize that that was God was really protecting me. Like, even though I knew that the car was literally right here, I don't know how the car ended up hitting me in the front versus on actual side. So God revealed to me later that he actually protected me from what the enemy was trying to destroy. Maybe a couple days later, I actually ended up getting approved for the home that I've been praying about, that has been prophesied to me. Some man in Chicago, actually, when we went there to minister, he literally told me everything about my life, really, and also told me the blessings that was coming towards me. I stood upon that word for years, because I knew that I was in the presence of God, and I knew God was speaking through him. So I stood upon that, and for some odd reason, I kept getting a feeling like this is it. Like, this is a moment where God is just begin to bless me, and that was just the enemy trying to take me out before I could even receive those blessings. And that's what it was. I was really about to be taken out by the enemy. Thank God for my angels. Thank God for God saving me, that I was able to stand here today and still receive it and to tell you guys my testimony. So that's kind of like my near-death experience. I say that near-death because if it wasn't for my angels, if it wasn't for God, it would have went another way. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because it was amazing how everything went. It was amazing how everything turned out. It was just a lot going on. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward to when I went into the next dimension or the next realm, I guess you guys can say, I went into another realm. That has nothing to do with the car accident at all. This is a moment where I was 6 or 7 months pregnant with my son Amir. I was going through a lot. I was very stressed. I was going through some financial things, not heavy finances, but just I was going through a lot. I was pregnant. Some days I found myself crying in my daughter's closet. I was going through a lot, and I was having a lot of breathing issues as well when I was with child with him. And one day I was at home alone. My fiance at the time was Will. No, actually, he was actually married. So he, so that was my husband at the time. I had my husband, and he was at work, or he had to go to a job interview. Something dealing with a job. That's what I remember. And so I ended up just laying down on a couch, just getting some rest. And I immediately went, it was like, I don't want to say sucked in. I closed my eyes, apparently, I guess, and I went into another realm. Now, the difference between a realm and a dream is completely different. Now, I've been in a dream where I felt like I don't know where I'm at, and I immediately become like scared or nervous or something of that nature, right? So, I went into this realm, a very, how can I explain it? Was nothing around. I didn't see heaven. I didn't see that. I was immediately directed to spirit, some other form being. But I wasn't scared. It was a peace. It was a peace that came over me. It was like a peace in the atmosphere. It wasn't even on me. It was just like, it was a peace that you cannot even get on earth, a peace that I can't even explain to you. It was so peaceful. So peaceful. So peaceful. And I came to this being, I want to say energy, right? The energy that it was giving me was male. You don't see physical. You don't see, I didn't see, you're in a dream. When you have a dream, you see the face, you see actual human. I didn't see human. I didn't see none of that. I saw a being in front of me. That's all I can pronounce it as, is a being. A being in front of me. And man, that place was so peaceful. That's the word I gave whenever I was in that realm. Whenever I came out of the realm, that's what was upon me. It wasn't love. It wasn't, how you can describe certain things. No, it was peace. It was just peaceful. So anyways, I come to this being, and I'm letting them know, this is what I'm going through. I don't know if I can do this. Just so much is on me. Just literally giving it all, just so much. I don't know, but I don't know what to do. And remind you, it's not human form. So we're not communicating like this. There's no movement of the mouth. Man, I wish I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but so peaceful. Anywho, I was telling him everything, and he said, everything is gonna be all right. Pretty much like, we got you. That's in the now I can say that, but the words was, everything is gonna be all right. And again, we're not speaking through mouth. It's like through spirit or something. It's like through spirit. We're communicating in a whole nother different way. And he said, everything's gonna be okay. And then I got this feeling, I think he said, but it's time for you to go back. And I told him, like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. That's how peaceful it was. I did not want to go back to earth whatsoever. And it's so surprising because I've always told myself that if I ever died, if I ever died when my kids were young, or if I ever, got into some near-death experience or whatever the case may be, like actually died, I would make it my duty to make it back to earth, because I never wanted to leave my kids without a mother. I never wanted that. So I've always told myself that I would do that. And but I was actually there. And that peace made me not want to come back here at all. Like, at all. I didn't want to go. And his next words to me was, "It's not your time yet." And then once he said that, I literally woke back up out of my dream, like, whoa, not my dream, sorry, out of my, like, whatever it was, I say dream, but out of my sleep, or out of my, wherever I went to, I woke out of that. And it was so funny to me, because now that I look back at it, it's like, it ain't your time yet, so bye. But we got you. Know that you are okay. And I needed that in that moment in time. I needed that reassurance directly from Spirit. That moment has stayed with me for years. That peace. Man, God is real. God is amazing. God is... It's heavy. It's heavy. I never imagined leaving my kids ever. But the fact that I wanted to lets me know that God is real. God is amazing. And I just imagine what heaven would feel like if I just got a glimpse of the peace. The peace was so peaceful. So peaceful. I can't even, like, it was so peaceful. I've always been spiritual as a kid. I've seen spirits when I was a little girl. I've always been a very spiritual being. I've always known things before they happen. I was just born that way. I never really speak about it because I've always been surrounded by people who really don't understand a lot. But that realm is peaceful. And he reassured me that everything was going to be okay. I mean, that's my story. And I just wanted to let you just to kind of share that with y'all, because I don't know why God wants me to share this with you guys. Because to me, I feel like, who wants to hear this crazy story about, speaking to a being, but not actually speaking with your mouth, and, being in this place where she probably was just dreaming. In reality, I wasn't, and I know the difference. And he said it wasn't my time yet, and he brought me back out just like that. But he gave me a peace. He gave me something that I could take and that I could stand on, and that I can carry with me for the rest of my life. Because, it's so hot. yeah, he gave me that. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, that realm I was in was so peaceful. Man, that's all I could say. It was just peaceful. And God is amazing, and God has never failed me. God has, and he's stuck by his word. He is literally stuck by his word, which he said, everything is going to be okay. I've been through so much ever since then, but he has never allowed me to completely fall. Never allowed me to completely fall. And like I said, I've always been spiritual as a kid. I've always seen things before they happen. I think I scared my mom a couple of times about seeing certain things. I'm not just too much afraid of dying. I don't, I freely speak about death or the afterlife. I don't know, because I just never been afraid of that world. But just to be in that realm for however long I was there. See, that time only exists on earth. Time doesn't exist in the afterlife. That there is no time. There is no time in that world. So who knows how long I was out. But man, God is real. So if there's a God, there's an enemy. You better know that the enemy is working, because he knows what you're capable of. He knows what you're going to get. He knows the blessings. He knows the revelations. He knows everything that is coming to you before you know it's coming to you. That's why I said that the enemy was trying to take me out before I reap any blessings. And thank God I got some bad angels on my side. Some good bad angels on my side that has my back like no tomorrow. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Like, that was my experience. And all I can carry with me is that peace. And God telling me that everything is going to be all right. We got you. But it's not your time yet. My 14-year, let's get out of that. My 14-year testimony, guys. Let's talk about it. 14 years, my daughter's 14 years, so this has everything to do with when she was born. 14 years ago, I gave birth to my daughter, and I received an epidural, whatever you want to pronounce it, where they, put a needle on your back and, numb you from the waist down, stomach down, or whatever the case may be. So after I gave birth to her, I was not able to do much anymore. One of the main things I wasn't able to do was sleep on my stomach anymore. For 14 years, 13 years, let's just say 13 and a half, 14 years. I wasn't able to do that at all. Every time I laid on my stomach, my back would lock up to where I couldn't move. It was so painful. And it's been that way for years. I'm talking about years. I could never sleep on my stomach ever since this girl was born. It was not happening at all. 2021, I caught COVID. And I had a friend inbox me. I think she's a nurse, or she's a nurse assistant. And she was telling me the things that they were telling the patients to do. Things that they were telling the patients to do to make everything better. So she was telling me to lay on my stomach, to break down certain things. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm all excited, not excited, but I'm more like, okay, cool. I got some things, people telling me some things in the DM, so I'm going to go ahead and just try these things out. After I was talking to her, I realized, like, I can't even lay on my stomach. I can't lay on my stomach. Like, I can't lay on my stomach. I can't go to sleep on my stomach because my whole back will lock up to where I couldn't move. During that time, I was dealing with a really, really bad separation. I was dealing with a lot at that time. I was alone. I didn't have help. Rightfully so. I have COVID. But my kids were downstairs and stuff like that. So I didn't really have that help at the time. And so I was at a very low place and sick at the same time. And I laid on my back because I was like, okay, cool, let me lay. And I laid on my stomach. So I was like, let me lay on my stomach, lay on my stomach and let me do it just for a little bit. That way, if I don't spend too much time on my stomach, I'll be okay. See, I couldn't sleep on my stomach. I could lay on it for just a little bit, but then I have to get up before it starts to lock up. And I put on this prayer. Man, this prayer is so powerful. It's by, I'm going to share this prayer on YouTube with you guys because it is so powerful. If I can find it. It's prayer for like healing or something like that. By Cindy Trim. I put that on. I accidentally fell asleep. Y'all. Like I fell asleep accidentally on my stomach. I woke up literally in the middle of the night freaking out. I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, I'm sleeping on my stomach. I forgot I slept on my stomach, but I woke up and I got up. I'm like, what? And I heard God tell me, even in the midst of you being alone, even in the midst of your pain, I'm going to heal you. That's wild. I heard it clear as day. Clear as day. Even through the midst of your pain, I'm going to heal you. And I got up. Literally got up. No pain in my back. I did not, and remind you guys, I have not been able to sleep on my stomach for years. For years, I have not been able to sleep on my stomach. And I was able to get up, and I was able to lay back down again and get up. Like it was nothing, like I had no pain at all. I immediately started praying and giving thanks to God, start worshiping Him, start crying, start being in the energy of thanks, of being grateful, because I have never experienced sleeping on my stomach without feeling no pain. And that day God healed me, and it's amazing because I told you guys I got prophesied to. He's not a prophesied. I got prophesied to in Chicago. He's not a prophet. God just used him when I was just in the room with him. And he told me, God is going to heal your back. Don't even worry about it. God is going to heal your back. And that's the only thing I kept thinking about is going back to that, what he was telling me. God is going to heal your back. And this was 6 years ago. This was years ago, but is it 6 years? About 6 years ago that this man had told me this. I didn't know that I was going to go through some major back issues. I knew I had some issues with it. I don't know. I just didn't know that he was talking about that part, I didn't know. I just like, okay, God is going to heal my back. God is going to heal my back. Okay. Because after a certain amount of years, I just kind of gave it up. I'm like, well, this is just a part of me. Like I just can't sleep on my stomach. So it never occurred to me that he was going to heal that particular part of my back, and I immediately go back to that prophecy, and I just began to just flow tears, just so grateful of what God has been doing. And I know God has so much better, bigger things for me, and I know what I'm called to do. I know what he wants me to do. I know that I've been connected to spirit since I was a little girl. Like no one can tell me. That's why my discernment, that's why I feel things a lot from people. When I can tell your energy, I can tell how you feel towards me. I can tell all of these things. Not to scare you guys, nothing like that, but that's just my story. And then I got into another obviously the car accident I was telling you guys before, and that messed up my back as well. And I just think that's just the enemy. The enemy is just trying to, and literally like this is right after God healed my back, and literally like before my birthday, everything, like all of these things was happening to me literally like two, like literally I want to say in threes. Wow. But and I think that was just the enemy trying to take me out again. So I ended up having back issues again from the accident. But lately I've been able to sleep on my stomach without being locked up. All I just want to say is that the enemy didn't win. I'm able to sleep on my back. on my stomach. I'm able to receive the blessing that God has given me. I'm able to still speak the gospel, the downloads that he's able to give me. And it's just amazing. It's amazing what God can do. It's amazing. I got to feel a peace of God, literally a peace that, what they say, that peace that no one can explain on earth. You can't get the type of peace that I've gotten on earth. You can't even imagine the peace that I experienced. Couldn't. I always question myself, did I die on the couch? Did I stop breathing for a while because I was having a lot of breathing issues with my son? I always questioned that day, like, what happened? How did I get pulled into another realm? But nevertheless, I'm grateful. I'm truly, truly grateful of everything God has been doing through me and to me. So I don't know if this is a message for someone who doesn't believe, but God is real. God is amazing. God will speak to you, through you, and through other people to you. So I just want to leave you guys with that. This was kind of hard, but I actually got through it. So I'm excited that I kind of got through this. I'm praying that I didn't leave anything out. I did pray that God be with me and decrease me and to speak through me. So I thank you guys for everything. I thank you guys for listening. Know that God is real. And if you haven't gave your life to Christ, please repent and do so, because he is amazing. He's amazing, and all he wants is a yes. You give him your strongest yes, he will give you his best. God has never failed me, and he has stuck by his word. He is never going to fail me. He's never. So that's my testimony, guys. I pray that it helped you guys. I pray that it inspires someone out there to really, whatever it did, go on a straight, narrow path, believe in God. This is not me trying to tell you guys. This is my testimony and my story. It's not here to convince you guys to believe that God is real or to change from your wicked ways. I think God is going to allow this message to do whatever it was supposed to do. So that was one of my testimonies, that God really healed me. So I'm just thinking, because I'm like, I hope I didn't leave anything out. But God is amazing. He's amazing. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.